Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to see degrees and their measurements. But first we're going to see what is a radiance. Well, we already know what a degree is. We already know in a circle we have 360 degrees. But a radian, what is it? Well, if this is the center of the circle and we have two radius r and describe arc length is r is the same measure of the radius, well, this is going to be a radian. But how much radians do I have in a circle? Let's see. As we said before, we know how to divide degrees in a circle. Here we have 0 degrees, here we have 90 degrees, here we have 180, 270, and if we go back we have 360. But how can I draw my radians? Well, imagine you need to have 45 degrees. "45 degrees is something here, right? Well, but how much is in radians? I know my whole circle in degrees is 360 and in radians is going to be 2 pi. Then if I have 2 pi radians, the half of 2 pi's are going to be pi. That means 180 degrees is going to be equals to pi. And what is the half of 180? Is 90 degrees. That means 180 divided by 2 is equals 90. The same way, 90 degrees is going to be equals to pi divided by 2. And if we continue as this, if you can see here, we have 0 pi or 0 degrees, 0 radians. Now, here we have pi divided by 2, and we continue, we have pi. If we add pi, and we add pi divided by 2, in this case we're going to have 3 pi divided by 2. Look, 0, 1 pi divided by 2, 2 pi's divided by 2, 3 pi's divided by 2, and here is going to be 4 pi's divided by 2, which is 2 pi's. Now, if I divide 90 divided by 2, I'm going to have 45. What happens if I divide pi divided by 2? Pi divided by 2 over 2. I just need to add a number 1 here, and I'm going to do the sandwich. It's going to be pi, and for 2 times 2 is 4. Then my answer is going to be pi divided by 4. Then 45 degrees needs to be equals to pi divided by 4. Now I started with pi divided by 4. 45 degrees plus 45 degrees is 90. And then pi divided by 4 plus pi divided by 4 is pi divided by 2. If I add pi divided by 4 here, look how many pi divided by 4 do I have. 1 pi divided by 4, 2 pi divided by 4. Then in the half of pi divided by 2 and pi, I need to have 3 pi divided by 4. And in degrees, needs to be 135. If I add 45 degrees, I'm going to have 180. Or if I add pi divided by 4 to this, I'm going to have pi. What happens if I add pi divided by 4 to this number? It's going to be 4 pi divided by 4 or equals pi, 5 pi divided by 4, or in degrees 225. And here what I have is 270 degrees, or 3 pi divided by 4. You see, 1 pi divided by 4, 2 pi divided by 4, 3 pi divided by 4, 4 pi divided by 4, 5 pi divided by 4, and here is 3 pi divided by 2. Why? If we have the same idea, this number needs to be 6 pi divided by 4. But if I simplify it, it's going to be 3 pi divided by 2. Then that's why we have this number here. Then if we continue, we're going to have 315 degrees, or 7 pi divided by 4. And in the beginning we have 0 or 2 pi's. But there is another way to find the radians. For example, let's prove with 45 degrees. What happens if I have 45 degrees and I want to convert this to radians and I want to draw my circle? Well, I just need to multiply this times pi and then divide it by 180. I'm going to have 45 pi divided by 180. How can I simplify this? Because 45 times 4 is 180, I just can simplify like this. Pi divided by 4. As you can see, we can use this proportion to find our radians when we have degrees. Or if we want to do it upside down, for example, let's say we want to have 135. But what we have is 3 pi divided by 4. Then what is going to be my conversion? I just need to multiply times 180 and divide by pi. Well, to simplify this, we just can divide 180 divided by 4 is 45, and 45 times 3 is 135. Degrees. Then, if we have degrees, we can get radians, and if we have radians, we can get degrees. But what about now, if I want to do it with 30 degrees? If we have here 30 degrees, how much is 30 degrees in radians? Let's use the conversion. We have 30 degrees, and we're going to multiply this times pi, and then divide it by 180. And this is equals to is pi divided by 6. Then what is going to be the other number? Well, the next line needs to be, in which degree needs to be here. If this is 30 degrees and we add 30 degrees, we are going to have 60 degrees. If 30 degrees is equals to pi divided by 6, then 60 degrees is equals to what? Well, there are two ways to do it in this moment. One way is to convert 60 degrees in radians, or if I already know I have pi divided by 6, I'm going to add another pi divided by 6. Because it's the same if I add 30 plus 30 is going to be 60. Now pi divided by 6 plus pi divided by 6 needs to give me this angle here. because we have the same base, I'm just going to copy the base or the same denominator, and I'm going to add the numerators to pi. When I simplify this is pi divided by 3. Then 60 degrees is the same as pi divided by 3. And I can continue filling the circle with any degrees, but it's going to be the same procedure. I'm going to add pi divided by 3 to know the next number here. If I do it in degrees, I'm going to add 30. And if I'm doing it in radians, I'm going to add pi divided by 6.